together with you this evening. My heart is ecstatic to introduce Latif Sorensen. Latif is a graduate of the University of Spiritual Healing and Sufism with a master's in divinity. He is a summa cum laude graduate with a double major in economics and accounting from Drake University. He is the former CPA with PricewaterhouseCoopers, former vice president of a regional investment bank, and former broker and owner of two successful Century 21 offices. Latif is a spiritual seeker of over 40 years, and he has worked deeply on the Sufi path, and through his connection to God can help us hear with the deep ear of the heart. Latif and his beloved Noura met Dr. Ibrahim Jaffe at a workshop in Austin, Texas in 2004. Abdullah Pat had been talking to them about Ibrahim for about a year and a half. And Nora came along because she wanted to do some sightseeing. Latif relates that on the first break of the first morning, I went up to the room to see if Nora had gone out sightseeing. She hadn't. I didn't have any words to say except, you really need to come, just for 30 minutes or so. I can't explain it to you. So she came. 3 weeks after that, 3 weeks after the workshop, they enrolled at USHS. We just jumped in, he said. Over the years, Latif has continued to dive into the Sufi teaching and hear the voice of his Lord calling him to serve. For many years, Abdullah, Nura, and Latif nurtured the Minneapolis community, holding zikrs at the Sorensens and holding the hearts of the beloveds. The community has thrived and is now housed at the beautiful Sufi Center in Minnesota in Bloomington. Latif serves the Minneapolis community through the Tawakkul Circle, teaches ongoing classes, offers khutbah, and has served in many other capacities in the community. Tonight, Latif will teach from two insightful chapters of Music of the Soul. Before I let Latif and welcome him and let him start his teaching, I invite each one of you, if you want to unmute your phone, you can unmute your phone. It's up to you at your discretion. And also, Latif will be taking periodic break stops to answer questions. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand, but please be patient until he stops, then your question will be answered. Thank you. And now, we thank you, Latif, for accepting our invitation to teach tonight, and we welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you, beloved. It's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to serve in this way to help this incredibly deep, beautiful unity project. It's a blessing to be with the beautiful hearts of the beloveds that are on this call. And if you haven't done it yet, just consciously take a moment and feel the hearts that are with us. Like-minded hearts, all wanting to get closer to God, to Allah. a wonderful way for us to spend time. We'll start with the Fatiha and calling in the prophets and messengers, peace be upon them all. And then we may spend a few minutes, the guidance is coming in for us to spend a few minutes in silence together, to have an experiential together. And usually when I'm guided to do these, Allah brings some words through also. But the intent is for us to, we're going to spend time for the next hour and a half listening to words. So let's start off with a tasting of our heart, of our Lord, of what Allah is sending us. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Waladdallin. Amin. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadun Rasulullah. Ibrahim Rasulullah. Musa Rasulullah. Isa Rasulullah. Alayhi salatu Allah. And without any effort, just by letting go, allow Allah to gently guide you a little deeper into your heart. Allow Allah to guide you and to help turn away a little more from the world, from the dunya. Turning away from our to-do list, our priorities, the many different distractions that try to pull us away from God, pull us away from our heart. Allah guides us. Allah holds us, provides for us. We become more aware of this as we become quieter. Allah helps us, gives us glimpses of the stillness, the calm, the peace. We don't do any of that on our own. Our main task is letting go, bowing, surrendering. Allah does the rest. Allah may be giving you a glimpse in this moment, a taste, or even more of that quiet, that peace, the peace which is beyond all understanding. The stillness, the Bible verse, be still and know that I am God. In all my research, I have yet to find a passage in any of the holy books where it indicates, be busy and know that I am God. Allow yourself to tune in a little more subtly to the feelings. Whatever you're noticing in your heart is perfect for you in this moment. It's different for each of us, and it's perfect for our walking. We're each different, we're each unique. Allah walks us differently, holds us, guides us differently. And whenever you notice you've been pulled away or distracted from this, just simply notice that and gently come back to your heart, to Allah. And allow yourself just to be with this. Allow it to absorb into your being. No resistance. If it's comfortable for you, just hold it in the love, the mercy, the compassion. That's how God, Allah, is holding us in each moment. Holding us with His goodness, with His wisdom. CD reminds us, everything in creation, everything contains God's goodness and wisdom. It's there. We may not notice it in any particular moment. It may not feel like goodness and wisdom to our nafs, to our ego. That doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't mean it's not present. We were created to know God, to know Allah. It's the basis of the Sufi path, the path of love. As Allah walks us deeper, we start to notice that goodness and wisdom, compassion, love. We start to notice it more often. Every time you notice you're distracted and pulled away from the heart, pulled away from God, just come back. Return again and again. And this feeling Salam alaikum, Zuleika.
Walaikum assalam. We noticed some background noise. We would like to ask those who are on the phones to please mute your call. Perhaps the background noise is coming from there. Let's see. Okay. Are you hearing any background noise, Latif?
I was a few minutes ago, but I haven't for the last couple minutes or so.
Okay, so let's see if it works now with the phone muted. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, beloveds, for being mindful of that.
We're learning. Thank you.
Yeah, it's part of the practice. We're learning. Okay. So maintaining this feeling, this place where you are inside in your heart, Just stay connected with that the best you can without any effort. Check in with it periodically as we spend the rest of our time together. All right, the chapters tonight from Music of the Soul, they're back-to-back chapters, The Voice of God and How Do I Speak to My God? These chapters, like most everything in Music of the Soul, was written by C.D. Well, if you have questions about them, write them down periodically. We will stop and do the best we can. I encourage questions. I find questions to be very helpful for the group, because usually the question being asked by one person is somewhere in the heart of several other people on the call. So my sense is when you're asking questions, you're doing your part in helping to teach this session. So we can all be teachers here. Don't hold the questions back, please. The voice of God is Bismillah Rahman Rahim. O my son, O my daughter, listen to the voice of your God. This voice helps everyone who opens their heart and who opens their ears. So CD is already giving us some hints and some direction. We have something to do, and that's to open, become available. And as we open, we become a little more vulnerable. So sometimes opening is a little difficult. That's okay. It's part of the walking. To hear the voice of your God, you must first change your ear to be the ear of the truth, and open your eye to be the real eye. CD's given us some more direction. Open our ears, open our eye, in addition to opening our heart. There's a theme here of opening. It takes practice. The Sufi practice help us to open a little more and a little more with time, with practice. From the beginning, listen to every word. Listen to every word, because God asks you about every word that God gives you. Another way of saying this is, wake up, stay awake. Many of us spend a lot of time sleepwalking through our day. Our eyes are open, we're interacting, the body is moving, but our mind, our awareness, our heart is not open to the present moment. CD's reminding us to really listen, to really watch, to really see. We need to be awake. From the beginning, listen to every word. Every word is a song. And God speaks to you with very holy words. So if every word is a song, I can't begin to imagine how many songs I haven't listened to because I just heard the word. I just stayed on the surface. I wasn't awake. Listen to every word because God asked you about every word that He gives you. Know who speaks with you. Only Allah speaks with you because He made you to show Himself in you. This is part of that process of knowing God. Those words have much depth to them. The further we walk, the more depth we're exposed to. And that we get a deeper knowing of. God is guiding us, pulling us closer and closer. He put all His qualities in you, and He wants you to change everything inside you to become those qualities. We don't have to acquire the qualities. We don't have to go out and search for them, do whatever. They were in us before we were born. Allah put the qualities in us. They're still there. They're still here in us. What a revelation when we really sit and take that in. Each one of those 99 divine qualities is in us. We've just forgotten. And with the forgetfulness, we've lost touch. The walking is about retouching, re-noticing, remembering. One of the first practices we're taught on this path is the path of remembrance. And that's a practice that's much more than just sitting and repeating the name of God. That's how we start with it. That practice takes us then deeper and deeper, and Allah helps us to quiet down, to wake up, and get reacquainted with all those qualities that are still in us. God wants you to return to yourself, to be His heart, to be His soul, and for everything inside you to be with Him. for us to remember all of that. God wants you to understand what he says and to clean your heart and soul, to be a special slave for him. CD's given us some more direction here. Our job is to purify. That's cleaning our heart. This is a path of purification. And to be a special slave for him. Most of us grew up in an environment where the word slave had no positive connotations. They were all negative. That being a slave, a very bad thing. So CD's guiding us, reminding us to be a slave. Don't be surprised if you have a little hidden resistance to that someplace. And if you do, you'll come across it during the healing process, the cleaning process. Slave is a very misused word or misunderstood word. Very misunderstood. What God is asking us, guiding us to do, and it's up to us whether we do anything with it or not, is to become a very special kind of slave. A slave to the divine. A slave, a true slave, a divine slave, is very respectful, very humble, and understands his or her limitations. We are full of limitations. We cannot control anything in our body. We can try, we can make efforts. We can't control our next heartbeat. We can't control the next secretion of the pituitary gland. We can't control really anything in our body. We can influence it through our diet, through our thoughts, through our stress. We can influence it, but control, no. God does that for us. A definition in the dictionary about slave. One that is subservient to a dominating influence. For us to really walk consciously on this path, we need to realize, accept, open to that God knows a heck of a lot more than we do and can influence things and change things much better than we can. That compared to us, God is bigger, stronger, wiser, everything. So we're guided, and we don't have to follow the guidance. We're guided to become more and more bowed to God. And we could use this word, subservient. And if that word bothers you on any level, any place, that's fine. Just notice that. And spend a little more time with that place and asking God for help, how to be with this. Parts of me don't want to be a slave of law. That's not comfortable. But parts of me know I need to open more to that. Please help me. Back to the reading. He wants you to understand what he says and to clean your heart and soul to be a special slave for him. He wants you to be the candle to send your light everywhere. And not to make a difference between anything. God is one. So return to one. It is necessary to love only one, to see only one, because there is only one, nothing else. There are no numbers now, just the one. He begins to speak to you in my heart. So that's C.D.'s heart, and in my soul. He says, when I send any order to the guide, C.D. is our guide, this order is from Allah. Listen to what I say. This is a holy order. Every order that comes from God is to help us, not to punish us, to help us come closer. At times it may feel punitive. That's our misunderstanding. This is a holy order. When you do not refuse my orders, God's orders, then I can help you. Another direction for us. First, listen to the orders and then follow them. Some of the orders we don't like. We resist. That's our choice. It goes on. I will take the veil of darkness from your eyes so that you can see only the light. Allah is telling us, follow my orders. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to make you a candle to carry the light everywhere. I'm going to remove the veils of darkness from your eyes so that you can see only light. We were created to see only light. Back to the reading. I will change every quality to be only light. Because when I love anyone, And this is Siddhi. When I love anyone, I send my soul to him, and I send every holy meaning to him. And you begin to understand what I mean in everything. God gives us everything. Siddhi, our guide, gives us everything. Back to the reading. This is from Allah. If you want to live in the peace and in the love and to feel quiet in your life, then come to me and rest in my heart. Because my heart is open to everyone who wants to know. And God isn't saying there to understand, but to know. That happens through the heart. And who wants to change their life from the light to the true light. You cannot find the holy garden and the holy light in any place, only in God's heart. When you live and when you rest in God's heart, no one can touch you or do anything harmful to you because you are inside God's heart. Feel the protection of that. You are my heart. Who can leave their heart for the people who live outside? Which is what we do. When you live in God's heart, in God's garden, be quiet and be polite all the time. Polite. And give everything to God. To take everything from God. You need to be even more polite all the time. So as we walk, as you walk deeper and deeper, you'll notice your level of politeness will keep becoming more refined and deeper. Then you will feel happy and live a happy life. We all want a happy life. We all want to be happy. We've just been looking for it in the wrong places. There is no life like this life when you are inside God's heart. Give everything to God. Keep nothing in your heart, but give yourself to God. What do you have to give? Interesting question. You do not have anything to give. But your real giving is to surrender yourself to Allah in everything. Just feel how much time, energy we spend protecting what we think we have. When in reality, the real reality, capitalized, we're reminded we don't have anything to give. But your real giving is to surrender yourself to God in everything. This is the holy giving. I want you to begin God's song. God's song of love from your lips, because now your lips are divine. This is referring to the Baka process, which happens in the fifth station, after the station of unity, where the Hakika comes in. And I can't remember the exact quote. I think it's from the prophet, peace be upon him. But during this process, our sight becomes God's sight. Our hearing becomes God's hearing. Our moving becomes God's moving. That our human qualities are removed and replaced by divine qualities. Know, this is K-N-O-W. Know my heart, know God's heart. Everything is from God. When I want, this is God, I can bring anyone in 1 minute to live inside my holy garden if they are polite. We don't get a free pass with the walking. God speaking, know my heart, that I do not leave my heart. But if you do not change everything, and if you are not polite, and if you refuse any order, then I will discharge you. That may sound harsh, that may feel harsh. It's not. It's not unusual for God to take us deeper into a higher station and then to send us back to a lower station, or discharge us to a lower station. It's actually to help our walking, because the newer station, we weren't able to hold it. There's a little more cleaning, a little more refinement to do. So God takes us down to that level and helps that clean, purify. It's done to help us. Everything God does is to help us. Back to the reading. God, but I am certain of you because I have loved you from the first, from the beginning, when I put you in my heart, because the love begins with me. The love begins with God. Sufi path is a path of love. All that love has one source, God. Again, God speaking, I made you to love me from the beginning. This is the meaning of my voice, and this is my song. I want everyone from my soul and from my heart to be one soul and to begin to sing this holy song. Allah is telling us He wants all of us to be in unity, to be one. When you love me, you love yourself. It's important to know the picture of the deep love in the heart of your brothers and sisters. This is my picture and a clean picture. I put my heart in every heart who loves me. How could you leave my heart? And how could you not love my heart? I put the love everywhere, and you are the love. Yes, You are the love. Zuleika, let's pause for a moment to see if there's questions.
All right. If anybody has question, please raise your hand, and Latif will be answering your question.
And if it's okay with you, Zuleika.
Unmute. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Zuleika. If it's okay with you, since you're handling the tech part of this.
Yes, so far, no one has raised their hands.
Okay. I just wanted to say, if it's okay with you, I'm fine with staying over a little bit at the end, so that
Okay.
anybody has a question, we can sit with it. Okay.
Okay. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. We'll go back to the reading. When you, I keep losing my place when I do these readings, so if I'm repeating some of it, Allah wants us to hear it again. When you say anything in the language of love, all the people in the world listen to every word. When you begin to say anything, you are the face of your God, and you're the face of your guide. When you write with the hand of your guide. When you speak with the lips of your guide. Then you are singing the song of love, and the mercy, and the peace, and the polite. When anyone hears your song, they will stop and listen. They will not refuse anything because it is the voice of your God. No one can refuse this voice because it is very beautiful, and even more beautiful when you know. Everything in the world, the birds and all the animals, would begin to sing and to listen to what God says to them. This is the holy voice. After that, everyone will want to follow. But it is necessary, this is Siti speaking now, but it is necessary, my son and my daughter, to always send your light to everyone. If you see any person who wants this light or mercy, send your soul to them if you can, because you live in the holy garden of the truth. When you listen to every word and do not refuse anything that God sends, God will give you holy clothes from the light. When you stand at his door, be polite and be a special servant for him. The holy clothes of light that he puts on your body are the light of the deep, secret love, and they contain everything. He, God, is everything, and he is nothing. There is only he. But what does this mean? You cannot find the meaning of these words until you stand in the holy garden of the love. We can't understand these words until we walk deeper, until Allah walks us deeper. It is a holy love when you sit with God, soul to soul. The language of the soul stops, and you can no longer speak with your tongue or with your soul because you are with Allah. This is a holy marriage. There is no marriage like this marriage. You leave everything with Allah in everything. You live with Him in everything. After that, you know more and more and more. He will give you what you need to be with Him in everything. My son and my daughter, this is the voice of your God, and this is the voice of Insan al-Kamal, very high station, by the way. When you return everything and you reach to be Him in everything, He will take you by the hand and help you from station to station to the end that has no end. Allah walks us. Allah pulls us closer and closer to Him. There is no beginning in God's life, which is your life. There is no dying, only living a holy life. I want you to live with God now and when you leave this world. But to live with God now is the real death. And the real death, my sense, what he's referring here, it's the death of the ego. To really live with God, there isn't any room for the ego. Kill everything within you that is not good so that you are born again with a quality that is special for Allah. This is the essence of unity. Be a believer in oneness. Be more than a believer. Be a al-mukim, one who is totally absorbed in God. Be the picture of the perfect person. Do you know what I mean? If you reach what I have reached, God will say, I put every secret from my heart inside you, for you to know and to understand everything. If you do not take all of the love in your hand, you cannot touch it. Again, with all the qualities, with this love, we're carrying it. We've just forgotten. It is also necessary and important to wake up in the night to pray to Him more and more. These are referred to as the night prayers. And they're very helpful. If I'm an example, they're very difficult. It takes a little practice and a lot of mercy and help from God to be able to do that on somewhat a regular basis. Remember His name in the night when all the people are sleeping. The time is very holy when everything sleeps and you begin to be with God and to sing His holy song. I have heard that the middle of the night, it's the last third of the night, the veils between heaven and earth are the thinnest. The veils between us and Allah are the thinnest. This is the holy garden, and this is a very special time because it is in this time that God will give you the secrets. If anyone wants to meet his beloved, the holy time is in the night. And it is necessary to change this time from the darkness to the light of Allah. Many people see the darkness and the light, but from within this darkness you can see God. Because I put my heart in your heart. Like the sun in the day and the moon in the night, from the darkness is the light, and then you can see everything. This is the sun of the truth and the moon of the truth. You know what I mean. You can only see everything. You are the beloved. But search for your secret. You are the secret, but know. I'm sure that after you walk, you will find the peace and you will find your heart. And a reminder, don't try to hang on to every word, to try to understand it. Allah is sending a transmission with this reading. Open your heart, your soul, your secret to receive that transmission. Back to Allah. Know that I am with your heart all the time. Be with me and remember my name in any place at any time. But know that if you want to remember my name, remember also to see my reflection in everything. We're getting a reminder here about that practice of not making any difference between the Jalal and the Jamal, because God's face is in everything. My reflection in everything, not only in the garden, but also in the fire, in the Jalal. And we can practice with God's help and purification to see God's face everywhere, God's reflection everywhere. Do not lose anything that I have said to you before, because I need you for yourself. Before you were born, I needed you for yourself. Before I put you in your biological father and in your body, I needed you for yourself. You are my slave, and I am your God. For this reason, I want you to know me and to be special for me. Again, God's not saying, I want you to understand me. We can't, nobody can understand God. He's so far beyond our comprehension of understanding. But we can know God. And he says right here, I want you to know me and to be special for me. See me in everything and do not lose what I have given you. I gave this to you when you were born. When you were a child, I put milk inside your mother for you to receive. I put life in your body and eyes for you to see. I put everything in your body to know me. We were created to know God. I will help you to walk because everything is for me. I sent your mother and your father to care for you. Everything that you wanted was from me. After that, I put all my qualities in you to know me. Why do you not know me? I want you to know me and to not lose anything from your soul as it was when it lived in the world of Al-Azal. That's pre-eternity. That's where we all started, in pre-eternity with Allah. I gave you the promise to be a special slave for me. This is your chance, and this is from your message. This is my message for you. Now you can carry this message so you can understand everything. Do not lose any word because I will ask you about everything. Know that if you want anything, you can ask me at any time, in any place. I guess God started the policy of 24/7. Allah is available 24/7. There is no time and place in reality. You can ask me anything and I will give you what you want after you become special for me and touch completion. So my sense, what Allah is reminding us here, I'm not going to give you anything that your ego wants. But I will. Ask me anything and I will give you what you want. And that's from our purified heart, what it wants. After we become special for Allah. Then you do not need to ask me. You can ask yourself. That's the purification, the deep purification. You can find everything. You are very rich because your beloved God is with you and you are the beloved. That's the baka process again. Maybe you have made mistakes before when you lived outside in the world of darkness. But understand, my daughter and my son, when you turn to God, this is Sidi talking, God will erase everything and clean everything to be white like the holy clothes. He gave to you, and this whiteness is full of light. He says, my son or daughter, do not let any mistakes or sins forbid you to come to me. I want you to come to me. He's reminding us if we've screwed up, messed up, really messed up, errors, mistakes, forgetfulness, I want you to come to me. He gave us Taba, the practice of forgiveness. He wants us to return to Him. I am like the doctor for a person who is sick. When you carry this mistakes, you need someone to help you to erase everything and to be only light. Everything is from me because I'm not like a human being. I contain everything. When you come, then you will find me, Allah. Come to me. Do not forbid yourself to ask me for anything. But after you reach to be with me in everything, you do not need to ask me. No, my son and my daughter, you are my heart and my soul. I want you to carry my tree and to change everything in the world to also be my face. This is what I mean, and this is what I want from you. And you can, because I will help you, and I am with you all the time. I have sent all the prophets for the people, and I have sent the Father of the life, Nur al-Muhammadi, for you. This is also the voice from the Father of the light who carries all my light. He wants you to be like him in everything. Be with him and walk inside his heart, and from there you can take everything. He's now talking about the God. This is special for you. Why do you wait? Do not lose your time. Your time is very holy. And I will ask you about everything. Walk, continue, and do not stop. Do not be asleep like the people who live outside. Referred to that at the beginning of this session, waking up. They only want to eat, sleep, and drink. I want you to sleep with your God, to be special. But by this sleeping, I mean to be absent from everything but God. When you understand everything I have said and you return to live in the world of Al Sol, then you can join with your beloved Allah. And this joining is very holy because it is from the deep secret love. Do you know what I mean? Also, I want you to drink, but not like the people who live outside. I want you to drink from the wine of the truth. Before you do anything, you need to wash in the ocean of the truth and to eat the holy fruit from the table of God, which contains the deep secret. This is the most you can attain, to be with God in the deep secret love. This is my song for you. It is necessary, my son and my daughter, to listen to every word I have spoken. This is CD. I want you to be born every minute, to live in every station of all the prophets, because you are the children of all the prophets. I want you to be the child of Jesus, peace be upon him. I want you to be Abraham and Moses, peace be upon them, until you can put every prophet in your heart to live in their presence all the time. This is available to us, brothers and sisters. You cannot live any other life because there is no other life when you are the mirror of my love. When you know me and when you are my mirror in everything, how could you leave? There is no one who could leave after he knows, because I put him inside my heart and I will not leave him. This is your chance. That's the level of dedication CD has for the people he guides. My son and my daughter, I send my soul for you and I give everything to you. You are my heart. When I give you my heart, be polite with it and know that everything is from the polite. This is what I want from everyone. This is my song, and this is the voice of my God. Listen to my song, and I'm sure that you will understand. And God will keep you. You are holy. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Zuleika, let's open it up because we promised to do it. We want to be in integrity if there's questions. And I also understand, haven't done this before, with these kinds of readings, and you may be experiencing it, if you are, alhamdulillah, the readings, the light takes us deep. We're deep in our heart. We're not up in our mind where most of the questions are. But if there is a question, your mind, your heart, take your chance. You can raise your hand.
We invite anyone who has a question to raise your hand, and your question will be asked. If you are unmute, please unmute your phone or your video, your audio, so we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, alhamdulillah. We're going to go to the second reading, which is shorter, and we don't have that much time left. We'll see if we finish the reading or not. My sense is we're receiving a beautiful transmission. God is being very generous. How do I speak to my God? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. If you know God, you can talk to God. So the first reading was really helping us remember how to know God. So in the first sentence, how do we speak to God? We first have to know him. If you know him, you can talk to him. If you walk in the way. But if you do not know the way well, you do not see anything. This is a special way from Adam to Muhammad, peace be upon them. I say to you that this way is different in everything. Know that I have given you a vast answer, and in that you can find what you are looking for. Now, these words are Siddhi. Every time you ask your heart, you will find the answer. And if you find the answer, then do what your heart says, because your heart contains everything. He's referring to a purified heart. God gives you what you want, but pray, then take and give. This is a very strong answer. If you want to be special for your God, walk and do not stand still. This may be difficult for you, but he wants to help you to open your heart. This is what I mean. Read more and more and more. And when you find the answer, you will speak with God. Open your heart because this is the language of the soul. There's no language like this language. It's very special. There's no speaking in this language. Sometimes when you meet me, this is see, I do not have anything to say. Then when I begin to speak, God speaks with my tongue. I have nothing unless God gives it to me. And after a time, when God is finished speaking, I cannot say another word. God will not give you anything if you do not give him everything. What do you have to give? Again, we're reminded. Nothing. There is nothing that you can give. Aha. I mixed these pages up. We've read this one before. Alhamdulillah. So we'll go to the last part of this page and then finish it differently. Oh, my son and my daughter, listen and give and walk. If you haven't caught on, part of what's going on, and I've referred to it a few times, the transmission that's coming in. Often Latif just disappears, loses the place on the page, whatever. I'm used to it. I'm comfortable with it. Astaghfirullah if it bothers any of you. Oh, my son and my daughter, listen and give and walk. It is not enough to only read. You must read, write, and understand so that you can walk. It is necessary to walk in everything. Put everything outside you. Your father, your mother, your family, your religion from before. What he's referring to here is we still love them. We still respect them. We're still polite with them. We still do everything Allah guides us to do for them, with them. We just don't put them in front of God. Open your heart to be special for God. Make your heart the house for your God and begin to walk if you can. This is what he wants from you, nothing more. Ibrahim talks about it in his teachings, how to build a house of God in our heart. This is my message for you, a holy message, but understand what I mean. If you can, stay and open your heart. If you can stay, stay. If you go, what then? Go and leave. But then it is better not to stay in this country because there's nothing in this country. Only this way of the prophets. This is the way, my son, my daughter. God shows you, and God brought you to show you the truth. Many people say, I am the guide. And every religion says it is complete. But know that if any religion makes a difference between people, then it is not complete. It is not the religion of the prophets, peace be upon them. It is the religion of Shaitan. My sense is Allah has brought many religions to earth over eons, many centuries, many religions, different parts, different languages. And each religion that Allah brought was perfect. And each religion contains, the religions that God brought, contains the same inner meanings. The languaging is different. What happens with these religions is it's not that there's something wrong with the religion. It's the people that are practicing the religion. They lose the connection with the heart, with the inner. So it's being practiced from a place that's not clean, that's not holy. And that's the religion of the Shaitan. The Shaitan comes in, distracts. People start following the dark. In the religion of the prophets, you will find love, peace, and mercy. This is the right religion. I remember Sidi, one of the things he would say, if Muslims really understood their religion, if Jews really understood their religion, if Christians really understood their religion, and you can keep going down the line to each of the religions, if the people of that religion really understood the religion, there would only be one religion, the religion of peace, love, mercy, and freedom. This is the right. This is the right religion, and you will find in this religion what you cannot find in another. I ask my God to keep me, this is CD, to keep me to be the slave for all the family of God. And I ask God to make me a servant for everyone. I have said enough. Allah. And it feels like Latif has said enough. Let's try Q&A one more time, Zuleika. And if any of you, if you have questions that come to you later, Zuleika has my contact info. Sarah has my contact info. Just reach out. And if you could keep the question fairly short, you know, it doesn't have to be a page long or something, but it'll be easier to respond to.
Assalamu alaikum, beloved.
Alaikum assalam, Sarah.
Alhamdulillah. Such an exquisite transmission. Thank you. Very beautiful. There was a phrase, I'm sorry. There was a phrase in the first reading that just sort of went into my heart, and I'm curious your reflections. CD says, Allah says, I want you to carry my tree. I was just curious what might come through your heart.
Oh, yes. That caught me too when we were reading it.
Yeah.
And the image that came to me with that, Sidi's a tree. Sidi's a tree that has very deep roots in the divine. And it has countless branches. Those branches reach out and are available to serve however many people want to come to the tree. Does that help? Does that help?
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
And what Sarah just did, she just gave us a great example of how you can help teach the class. She opened up, she shared. Beautiful. Thank you, beloved.
Thank you.
If there isn't, if we're through with the questions, I have one more thing. I just got papers spread all over the place, so give me a second. I have to write things down because if the transmission comes in, you know, that's it, it's done. Okay. So any other questions? Okay, that's fine. The last thing I wanted to share, and I said it at the beginning, was it's really a blessing to be a part of this Unity project. This project carries a lot of light. You have beautiful beloveds who are helping to shepherd this. I didn't ask them if I could do this. They didn't ask me to do this. I'm just going to make a plea to you and use the words of CD. Give to get. The giving opens our heart. And in various places, the readings tonight is about how to open the heart, how to purify the heart. A way to open the heart is to give from the heart. So if you haven't yet, check your heart, check your guidance with God, but giving to help support this project. If you've already given, ask Allah again. If Allah wants you to give again so you can get even more. And everything we have has come from God. So we aren't giving our money. We're giving money, we're giving service, help, support. What Allah has given to us, we're just passing it on. So follow your heart. And again, thank you, beloveds, for inviting me. It's really been a blessing to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Latif. We really thank you for this heartfelt teaching. And we also thank participants and supporters of Unity Peace Prayer, as you mentioned, to give. And when you give for Allah. So we ask everyone to open their heart to continue to join us participating in this teaching. We have 3 more teaching coming up and possibly part 2. And we ask you from your heart to continue to support us and join your hearts with ours to spread the message of unity and peace throughout the world. This is what our guide wants us to do, and let's do it. Thank you.
Let's do it. Thank you, beloved. Salam alaikum to everyone.
Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Latif.
Thank you, Latif. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you.
Thank you.